gotta wear shades. Good morning, Newman Nation. Okay, I'm being a cheese puff. But I'll explain what's going on. Okay, man, so we have been talking over these past few days about establishing our environment and how do you juggle working from home and being a parent. And if you've seen some of those videos, I'm right in that boat with you, right? Parenting the kids, helping with the schoolwork, juggling new minds, all that kind of stuff. And a few topics we've talked about are, I'll be clear, one is transitions. As you go from one activity to the next, make sure that you're clear on your transitions. And a way to do that, a way to really reset and reframe the mind is by asking the kids, hey, what's your mood? Okay, how are you feeling about this? I know it's schoolwork time. How are you feeling about your schoolwork? How are you feeling about math? So one is transitions with mood. And then the second one we're talking about is being clear on what that time is for. So this is the time that we work on math. Miss B has sent the math homework, and we've got to work on that part. This is the time that we do that. And then we rounded it out. Talked just yesterday. So if you haven't seen those videos, check them out. We rounded it out yesterday by talking about, okay, fine, I've got my kids set up, but what do I do? If I get pushback or if they don't finish. And so yesterday we talked a lot about how do you respond? Do you respond as though like you're negotiating or begging or borrowing? Like you walk in there and say, have you finished your math homework yet? Or if you finish your math homework, you can have your Minecraft time. Those are all begging. Those are all assuming that those things weren't done or aren't being done. So all I said was a simple shift, which is this. This is the third step, which is boom. Respond as though expectations had been met. Hey, morning, Doug. So you're joining in. Man, I'll do a super fast recap for you. All I was saying is the past few days we've been talking about setting the mood when you transition, right? Like how you feeling about this math stuff. This is the time that the teacher has sent for math. And then finally, okay, right. You're coming back into the room and you say, instead of saying, have you finished your math? You say, oh man, okay, now that your math is done, what do we need to do next? Or, hey, how did your math go? I gave the example yesterday, and I'll give it again today. Hey, morning, Janet. Morning, Sheila. Woo! Sheila, I love seeing your face show up. I love all your faces showing up, but Sheila, crush it. I gave an example from a story about a doctor. I shared it from a book that's called The Formative Five. It's written for teachers, but it was a short excerpt. It was a doctor who is a surgeon talking about the stress of surgery. And so I use that to kind of frame your mind as if you were to walk in and, pick up your loved one from surgery. You're not going to say, hey, have you finished that surgery yet? Or, if you finish, I'm going to pay you. Instead, you're going to walk in with that, okay, great, doctor, now that the surgery is done, what's the next step? How did the surgery go? So I'm not trying to make it too graphic. All I'm trying to say is this, that third step is just presuming that it's done, right? And responding in that way. Okay, so started this talk out with some shades because I am a living example. So once we raw with you here for a second, living example of going through that this morning. So man, New Minds is a small company. We're located in the Dallas area. And so, yeah, we have tons of friends. We have people that have jumped on the bandwagon. See Kathy Cordero, man, she's actually the very first person that I met with when we started New Minds. We sat down for some lunch with her and her two boys, and she just poured into me and just kind of set me on the right path. And she was the one that talked a lot about how there are unseen hands that are out there that are guiding you. I mean, it's a quote from Joseph Campbell and his whole talk about archetypes. But the idea being is if you're pursuing what you're passionate about, then you will find connections with people that you never anticipated. So, man, a huge thank you for that, Kathy. You really poured into me that first meeting. I don't know if you remember how impactful that was, but it was for me. So, man, on that same token, this morning I woke up and remember those three things. Ready? Here we go. Mood. My mood was, oh my gosh, man, we're a small company. We're in the Dallas area. Where are those unseen hands? Are we impacting people? And hey, there's Zaina. See, I think there's the answer to my question in my prayer right now. Zaina is one of my good friends who's in the Lebanon area. And they just, at 8 o'clock this morning, our time, Central Standard Time, which I guess would be 3 o'clock. I'm probably a little bit off. There's anyway 8 o'clock our time. They just released STEM and STEM Arabia, so STEM lessons all done completely immersively in Arabic. So, man, I'm not trying to be disjointed. Let me see if I can reel this back in. That first part, mood, that's where I woke up. I was like, man, just this kind of tense mood. And so it was a really neat parallel from what we've been talking about, which is our kids are working on something or we're working on something and we transition too quickly. So going into that mood and suddenly having to do the start your day inspiration piece, it wouldn't work, right? You guys would see right through me. You would know my heart and you know that wasn't being sincere. So what I had a chance to do is I had a chance to say, well, what's my mood right now? And acknowledge that. It's a mindfulness practice. It's a Buddhist technique. It's this idea of what do I see right in front of me, right? And then where do I want to be? Okay, so acknowledging that, oh man, a little bit nervous, small business. We've got people whose salaries depend on our work. Acknowledging that mood, step one. Step two was, right, this is the time. And simply by saying this is the time that I pour into us and that I inspire others and give words of encouragement or suggestions or advice, that was powerful for me. And oh my gosh, it really set and established this time in my mind right now. And then that third one's a little more difficult. It's that one's like, man, okay, so if what you expected to happen came true, what would it look like? And so that's where the future's so bright, I gotta wear the shades. Because the efforts of our team and the countless efforts of those around the world and all the people who watch and give the thumbs and the likes and the Doug Thompsons of the world who are out there pouring into us, giving us support. If you didn't see him yesterday, he had a chance to even talk about, and he did a live session, talk about drawing with Ed Emberley. Check that out. The Janets are out there putting the word out. And the Shays, the customer service, the whole bit, and the Zainas who are doing the same thing over in Lebanon, right? The same struggle bus is happening over there. And she gets up day after day and just makes it happen. So how would I respond if expectations were met? I would say the future's so bright, I gotta wear some shades. So I'm gonna make some announcements about things that are coming out, knowing with full certainty that they will come to fruition. So first order of business. The newminds.tv is incredible. Love the efforts, and we're going to continue to pour into it. People have asked, okay, what about more private one-on-one kind of sessions? Is that a thing? Is that possible? Oh my gosh, we're in the middle of piloting those right now. We've got two of our best staff members working on it. They are working with a small group that, again, all activities can be done at home. It's incredible. But then at the same time, if you're looking for more teacher interaction, it's there. And I don't want to quote the platform. I don't want to say it's Zoom. I know that Zoom is kind of in and out right now, but there's a platform that allows them to respond back and forth. So yeah, those are coming out and they're being tested and piloted right now. We've got some great participants inside there. And yesterday I got to sit in and watch a pre-K group. And it just melted my heart, man, to see these pre-K kids that are sitting there drawing and working with Kaylee, who was one of our inspirators, and just seeing how that was going. So a huge thank you to those who are rolling with us on this roller coaster. And so those are out, right? So the future's so bright, got to wear those shades. Tier 2 and Tier 3, which is those more personalized sessions. If you're looking for those, we have them. What else? Oh my gosh! So next week, future so bright, I gotta wear the shades. See, you start to go into this whole spiral of what if, and what if, and what if. So enough of that business. Next week, we are so proud to announce that Camp Pursuit, which is our flagship summer program, is being released online. And so you'll have a chance to sign up for Camp Pursuit World Edition. It's going to be amazing. Hold on. It is amazing. Okay, there we go. All right. It's amazing. Yes, there's a lot of kinks to work out, of course, right? This is all new for all of us, but we'll continue to test and we'll continue to refine and we'll continue to pilot. So yeah, next week we are going and opening up Camp Pursuit World Edition and you guys are going to love it. So And now, okay, so, and this is probably the last announcement I'll make before I put my foot too far in my mouth. Hold on, no. Future's so bright, I gotta wear some shades. Okay. The last one is that on April 22nd, which is Wednesday, it is actually Earth Day. And so we are registered as online Earth Day event. So super cool. It's 100% free. It's a cardboard challenge. We're putting videos out there. We're putting instructional components for the kids. We're giving challenges to the kids in hopes that around the world for 24 hours on Earth Day, kids will have a chance to interact at home and really focus on the ideas of repurposing and recycling. So so look for that. That's coming out on Wednesday, the 22nd. So pretty soon. So, okay, man, thank you guys. I know I had a lot of emotions today coming into this thing, but I went through those same things that I've been talking about. So hopefully I'm walking the talk here, which is one, acknowledging my mood and checking it, right? So how you're really feeling. There's no shame in those moods. There's no shame in those feelings. It's simply saying, this is where I'm at. And then where do I want to be? Take a breath. There you go. And then this is the time that, so just like you would tell your kids, this is the time that you work on mathematics, Justin, this is the time that you start the day and you pour into others. And my gosh, already people have been showing up and they've been chatting and commenting. So thank you. So that helps me refocus. And that last one is, how would you respond as though expectations were met? Well, man, I expect these things to come to fruition. I know I've got a super hardworking team that are going to pull them off and get them running and going. So by all means, I feel comfortable making those announcements. And then I'll wrap this bad boy up with the schedule. So, man, as always, we've got a great lineup. It's Wednesday, which means that, I mentioned it earlier, but it means that at 8 o'clock this morning, we dropped another lesson from our team in Lebanon of STEM Arabia. So, again, if you're just tuning in, let me see if I can I got a comment here. I needed to hear that mindset because I have been doing a lot of doubting of what I'm trying to do with my kids lately. Oh, Sheila, you give me the feels, man. I love you. Okay, I'm going to hit some like and love on that bad boy. Yes. And really, that's it. Like I said, I do want to reinforce it's okay to be frustrated. And I think for a very long time, I felt shame with those things. Like, oh, you don't need to be frustrated. You don't need to be upset. And I'll be totally transparent here. The person that really helped guide me past that, help me move past that perfectionism, was Ben, right? This is back, 13, Ben, I'm sorry. I don't know when we met. Many years ago, when we had a chance to meet. And I don't know if you know the full backstory, but we met at a conference. And so we had to share a hotel room. And he actually taught me a little bit of mindfulness practices and recognizing and acknowledging how you're feeling. So, man, Sheila, acknowledge that feeling. And then as you go into your next class session, just say, man, this is the time that I challenge the kids. This is the time that, they work on something new and different. And then, of course, that last part, how would you respond as though expectations had been met? Even if it's like, man, I'm so looking forward to logging on and seeing how you guys have responded. This is going to be great. You haven't said, okay, so if you respond, you get a good grade. You better respond or I'll report you to the principal. I can't wait to see what you guys put in there. Okay. Whew. So again, how else am I responding? Talking about the schedule here. So today, it was really cool. I woke up and I knew that at 8 o'clock, we're going to have a drop from our team out of Lebanon. And sure enough, there it is. They have done a cipher code. Man, what a layer for those that aren't familiar with the language. Not only are you learning Arabic, and not only is it an immersive program, but you're also doing that and talking about codes and ciphers. So, so many layers. I can't imagine a more immersive and just awesome opportunity to experience the language. And of course, if you are a native speaker or it's your second language, I hope you enjoy the reinforcement and the practice. So, okay, 9 o'clock, you're here. Start the day. 10 o'clock, parent hour. 11 o'clock, Dorian comes back with the steam train, K2. And then we have same idea, immersion, with STEM and Espanol. And then 1 o'clock is Adam with the Dungeon Verse and awesome role playing. And then number 2 at 2 o'clock slot is Around the World with Mr. Walter, Steam Train with Mr. Dorian, this time for 3rd through 5th graders. 4 o'clock we have From the New Minds Vault. And then 5 o'clock, CEO Ben comes back to finish the day and give us a reflection. And dude, he has been crushing it. Check those out. He has figured out a way to bring in a guest speaker, and I mentioned this earlier, but if you're just joining us, Kathy Cordero was one of our guest speakers, and oh my gosh, so powerful. So, okay, all right. Well, thank you for going with me on this diatribe. I hope those three things: mood, this is the time, and respond as though expectations are met. I hope that helps you in your parenting and your daily walk of life. And I hope me sharing my example from this morning shows you that it's very real and that we're all in this struggle bus together. But again, guys, great announcements coming up. And one more time for everybody, the future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Okay, I'm done. Have an amazing day, guys. This is real. This is inspired, and it's learning, and it's for all. Hey, take the things that you're interested in, take those passions and pursue them, right, until they become a talent. All right, have an amazing day.